says here that a girl's most important possession is a bubbly personality.
Interesting. Do you think Simone de Beauvoir has a bubbly personality?
It's October 1962, the eve of the Cuban Missile Crisis. But back in England, a girl named Ginger has issues of her own with her best friend Rosa. Written and directed by Sally Potter, this rites of passage tale showcases fine performances from 13-year-old Elle Fanning and Alessandro Nivola as her sloppy liberal dad.
Do you think they're shrunk enough yet?
Peter, we know director Sally Potter for Orlando. I mean, I'm saying we know. We know. A lot of people don't.
Yes.
We know for Orlando, The Tango Lesson, and Yes.
Yes,
is she,
very much so, yes.
Is she selling out with this quirky tale of female friendship?
I don't know. I think it's her most personal film. It's one of those films which I think are pretty autobiographical, and it's one of those films, those autobiographical films, where you think, this is interesting, I wonder what the real story was, I wonder how you've changed it, and I wonder what actually happened. I liked it. It's one of those films which could be rather precious and self-important, and as many people perhaps might think that it is precious and self-important, and I would understand that. But I thought it had a kind of, however absurd this sounds, a sort of dignity in a way, and I liked it an awful lot.
Catherine, is it precious and self-important? There's rather a bit too much free verse in there at times, wasn't there?
I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, I think the preciousness and the self-importance is there. But I mean, as you say, Elle Fanning is so amazing that it really kind of kills all that dead, and she's so compelling and so frighteningly good, really. And no, I mean, I think what Sally Potter has done is really assembled quite a crack squad here of people. She's got Robbie Ryan on board, whose cinematography is great, and she's got Andreas Reffen, who's Lars von Trier's editor, and so it keeps it very, very tight, and it doesn't feel quite like a Sally Potter film in some ways, which
it really
is,
doesn't, actually. No.
Is that a good thing?
I think in terms of box office, probably a healthy thing, yeah. I mean, I liked it a lot. I think it's sort of a little bit partial. I mean, you know, I think Sally Potter is Ginger, and you know, she's not only kind of right and artistic and poetic. She's got these three kind of adult confidants. She's got Timothy Spall and his boyfriend Oliver Platt, and their friend Annette Bening, all kind of backing her up, and you sort of don't need it to be quite so, you know she's the goodie here.
Yeah, I liked it. It was very much a sort of Miliband household or a Hobsbawm household. You could tell that. I bet you that's exactly what it was like for Sally Potter. She had all these incredibly sympathetic, agreeable, liberal, and interesting, and reasonably well-off kind of aunts and uncles and cousins. Incidentally, free verse, I don't think it is free verse. It's all quite rhyming, isn't it? Her poetry.
That's what I bow to you as the Cambridge graduate.
Well, there are rhymes in it. I thought her poem sounded rather good. That sounds very, very naff thing to say, but it wasn't free verse. You see, it was old-fashioned rhyming.
Yeah, okay. Heroic couplets.
Yeah, well, I don't know, it was a bit of an A-B situation going on. But I thought that Sally Potter's previous work has been a bit free verse, and this was more trad rhyming, I thought, as it were. But I went for it.
The only life is the one we have now, which is why we must seize it.
I think Rosa's a bad influence.
What is it you can't say, Ginger? What can't you say?